This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sean Preston.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Good Neighbor Podcast. Today, we have another good neighbor on with us, and that is Clint Leistner of TruSpace Inspections. What's going on?
Hey, Sean. All is good. Yeah. How are you?
Pretty good. I mean, usually if I can cruise through the introduction of a podcast and not smack my face is always a good sign. So glad we got past that and rock and roll. No, all things equal, did a little camping on the weekend, so that was a lot of fun. Just packed everything into a backpack and kind of lived off the land for a day and a half, and I got a chance.
Do you always find it hard to get a campsite?
If you go to try to get to one of the paid spaces, which I don't know, not a lot of people know that, government land, crown land is free. So that's where we went. 45-minute walk into the bush, 2.5-hour drive north, and just pristine. Nobody there. Imagine we saw a couple of canoers, but other than that, just you got the whole space to yourself. Just you and the bears. So
and lots of bugs.
Yeah, and what's funny of what nobody can see right now is I am scratching my hand, and if you watch me, I'll probably be scratching my lat muscles, or I'm doing this, scratching my knees. Like, we got eaten alive on the weekend.
Right. I get that all the time going up to Muskoka, eaten alive when doing a home inspection. It's just wow. I find it's really bad this year. So.
Yeah, totally. And you just dropped the mic right there. So why don't we dive into it for our listeners? Why don't you tell us a little bit about your business?
So my company is called TruSpace Inspections. I do home inspections. I also do W.E.T.T inspections. For people who don't know what a W.E.T.T inspection is, it's basically we do a visual inspection on a wood solid appliance. So a lot of times for the real estate transactions or for insurance companies, they need that certificate. As to the home inspection, we do basically your pre-listing, which is before it goes out onto the market, pre-purchase, which is basically when you want to buy the house and all that, you want to get a home inspection. And then you got the post-inspection where you already purchased the house. We'll go through the house and then give you a report on what needs to be done, and you can accommodate a budget for that. So, but yeah, it's all a visual inspection from anywhere from your roof, exterior, down into basement, looking at the mechanical aspects, plumbing, and then working our way up through the house, up into the attic, looking at the insulation. So,
very cool. We have had a chance to learn a little bit about each other's businesses in the past. So already kind of got a bit of a history, know you a little bit. So let's unpack this because I think I got a couple of questions. They won't be curveballs, but they're going to be off script. There's an educational component we spoke about for, people normally, and correct me if I'm wrong, only think of, hey, I'm selling my home, I need to get a home inspection. But there's lots of other ways and reasons why you need it and need it done on a little bit more of a regular basis. Would you mind educating our listeners as to why?
Well, if you're selling a home and all that, you need to know what your current status of the home is. A lot of people who've been living in the home don't know what's going on to the aspects of internally, what your house is happening. So you can have a leak that's been going on for number of years. If you don't solve it, then it can cause more problems. And then there's other aspects of, I just did a house up in Halburn where we found vermiculite is kind of a asbestos-based type of insulation, and the owners didn't even know about it. So that type of stuff. So you're preparing the client, the seller, of letting them know what needs to be done, or they can be upfront when the buyer wants to buy the house. Say, well, we have these problems. But, a more honest sale. So.
Very nice. Is there like a recommendation that you, generally speaking, have for people when it comes to like a kind of a maintenance component? Like when is it for like the average homeowner, if I'm not, let's say, selling my house, when I should kind of consider and say, hey, I kind of need an update here?
Yeah, I always kind of like it's a home, and I would say it's a maintenance inspection that you're looking for. I like to do them every like 3 to 5 years, just because when you're in the house, you got to go through all the seasons of the year basically. So winter, fall, and all that stuff. I know we only do the inspection for about 2.5, 3 hours, but we can only tell you the status of the current condition at that time of moment. So we don't know what's going to happen during a rainy day or during the snowy days when you have the ice melting, what's going to be done. Or you might just have some components where it's starting to fail, and then that's when we come in, give you like a maintenance report, and then we can help you work out what's high on your priority list when it needs to be replacements of, say, your furnace, air conditioner, or your piping needs to be done, type of thing. So, yeah.
Could you explain to me? I didn't really quite understand the kind of wet inspection. Did you say the word like a wood appliance?
It's a wood energy transfer, basically training that we call it. So it's a solid wood appliance. So being a wood stove or a wood fireplace or a pellet stove, a lot of days you have to have those certificates done. I guess when renewing your insurance, they might want to ask you to get your solid appliance just to get recertified. We don't do the certification, but we do basically what is a report, and that's what the insurance companies are looking for. So,
And that's called a wet inspection?
yeah, W.E.T.T. So,
Okay. Yeah, just at first glance, you're thinking a wet inspection, like after a flood, or the walls are wet or something.
no. So, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, look, everybody's got a bit of a journey on how they get into doing what they're doing. I had a guest on the show earlier today, started getting into it when he was 14, still doing it all these years later. And then others, it's like, I like to joke around and say it's the Mazda commercial, the zoom, it's left, right, doing all kinds of stuff. So you eventually really find, that true passion for doing what you're doing. So to all our listeners, what was your journey like getting into becoming a home inspector?
Actually, a long journey. I guess when we first met, I kind of explained that I graduated from the architectural field, and then basically went into wood and timber frame homes and designing those. And then I worked into the mechanical field, being the petroleum industry, where I helped design gas stations, bulk plants. We did environmental cleanups for homes, say a fuel spill for their oil furnace system, where they will have a leak in the tank. So we'll do cleanups on that. And then working into the engineering field of mining and metals, designing process plants, and basically going from there. So I did that for a while, mostly down in the Toronto area. I'm originally from Barrie, which I love, and I just wanted to be closer to home and family. So my friends and family said would be a good fit. So took the Carson Dunlop course, and then a couple other courses there, and then just love what I'm doing right now, teaching homeowners and how to look at and maintain their houses. So
that's quite the journey. There is definitely a common denominator there. Out of all of those past experiences that you have, I think you need to be pretty detail oriented to do all of those jobs. I think that suits pretty nicely what you're doing.
I got the Ontario building code knowledge, so design the houses, I know how they function, so I know what to look for when it comes to doing the home inspection. So
what is it that you like so much about educating homeowners about their home?
Just like, I know it's kind of overwhelming type of thing, but it's just when you teach them, it's like, oh, I did not know that. It's like, and then it's like, oh, it's great knowledge. And I didn't like, even then, there would be previous homeowners that are just getting into the house again. And it's like, really? I'm supposed to change the air filter of this so many months? And yeah. And then I didn't know where our shutoffs were for the exterior hoses and stuff like that. So it's that type of stuff. And then kind of keeping on top of things. So if you do a good maintenance on your house, then it's a good selling feature if you want to do like find another home down the road that you're leaving the house in a good condition. So
Very cool. Everybody's got a passion, right? In terms of, what gets their ticker. We do a lot of educating on our side of the fence as well too.
mhm.
There's certainly a level of fulfillment in teaching people stuff that they don't know about, and then seeing that gain knowledge and how happy people are after they learn something that's valuable. I mean, most people, I think, for the most part, they love their homes and love the space that they live in. So to be able to educate them on a couple of things, they're like, hey, I didn't know the shutoff valve was here, or you're at risk of flooding because this is caved down. Did you know about that?
Mm-hmm.
Preventative maintenance is a big thing. So I'm sure there must be some times where you're able to educate a homeowner and really avoid something that could be potentially pretty disastrous.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I've like one house I did up in I would say Huntsville area, just teaching that new homeowner like gutter cleans, making sure their discharge on their downspouts sends a little bit further from their. I guess I don't want to sound too technical, but it's called an angle of repose, basically. So it's when they excavate down towards the footing of your foundation, that angle you want to get past the water past there, or it's going to come back towards the house. And then, yeah, if something goes wrong with your weeping tile around there, or basically or what we call is a big O blocks up, and then your sump pump will block up, then that's where you get the water problem. So
There's a balance, not really a balance. I like to call it a harmony between working and then having fun. Because for the most part, I think everybody likes to have fun and working, not live to work, not work to live.
mm-hmm.
And with that same token, everybody's got different things that they like to do for fun. So when you're not working on your business or in your business, educating homeowners, what does Clint like to do for fun?
Love to golf. Anytime
Nice.
you can get on the golf course, so relaxing, especially up in the Muskoka area. You just feel like you're at ease and peace and all that stuff, away from everything. And then you can take your frustrations on the little ball there. So, but no, I love it.
Very nice. Are you in a league, or do you like to just kind of bounce around to different courses?
I've done the league quite a while. Right now, I just love getting out. I think my handicap's gone up a little bit since age. So I'm probably about a 10 handicap right now. So
Nice.
yeah, I love it. So
Thank God.
I would say I can tell you this. So it's basically right off of our marriage proposal and all that stuff. The minister was saying that because she wanted to find out what my passion was, and I did tell her golf. So I guess it's right in the wedding ceremony that she mentioned that my wife will be a golf whittler through thickness and thin and all that stuff. So it's like it was, so.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm in a league. We play on Thursday nights. We do it a bit different. We play games. So team
Yeah.
of four all playing on the same team, and we'll do like a Scottish count two. So take your best drive, and then everybody plays their ball from there, and you have to count two of the best scores. An Irish count two, second best drive. Same thing applies. They have a game called Lone Ranger, so you need two balls in play. One guy goes alone, whoever his drive was, and then the other drive that's in play, the other three scramble on that ball, count both of the scores, and it just changes every time. And you get to play with different guys. We everybody's got their A, B, C, and D player in there, and if your team wins, and you move up. If you're the last place team, you move down. So it keeps everything pretty fresh. And last year, it's a little bit more relaxed this year, but last year they had scorecards. It's called the Fed Up Cup. So we a little play on words from the FedEx Cup, and then they count points as well too. So they had an A, a B, and a C flight, and they had winners. They gave some prizes away. But pretty very well organized and run. You got some guys that are like yourself. I love golf. I'm super passionate about it. I try to get out when I can, and then you have like the super nerds of golf. So these guys are definitely in that realm, which is nice because it's nice and easy and organized. And like you said, I mean, that's one of the best parts about it is just being out there, nice and quiet. It's serene, put the phone away, just connect and get out there and get into your own head and try to work the mental game of golf and have some fun, spend some time with people you like, or just get out there in your own headspace and get away to go recharge the batteries.
One of the best events I play in is called a steak and beans tournament. So basically, it's a scramble tournament. You pick your team and all that stuff, and then you got your top winners, which will be eating the steak, and then the bottom half will be eating the beans. So they kind of set up the whole banquet room where it's kind of like a horseshoe looking and all that stuff. So all the people who are winning, getting the steak, would have the nice tablecloth, the napkins, the china, and all that stuff. The beans winners, you got plastic plate, spoon, you got a little Jello cup there, a glass of warm beer waiting for you, and then they heckle the people who come in. So bring in the steak people, you tease all the beans people coming in. Love it. It's just it's a great atmosphere. So far I won the steak 2 years in a row, so hoping to keep that streak. So.
Keep her going. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Even losing not so bad. Nothing wrong with beans. Had that on the open campfire on the weekend, so can't complain. So we always walk this path of life, and it's never, it's never perfect. There's life challenges get thrown on us. Life just gets in the way. Some people experience hardships and that sort of thing. But being resilient and finding the silver linings, looking at the glass half full mindset has a lot to do with moving forward, because we have to move forward in life. And it's pretty amazing to see how human beings are able to overcome adversity and trying to find the positives where there are. The universe is trying to do things for us, not against us, that kind of stuff. Have you ever experienced a hardship in your life? Something that maybe you rose above, maybe made you better, maybe made you stronger, maybe you took some silver linings from it?
Yeah, my hardship was just to let you know, my last name is not my true last name. That's my wife's last name. So she was kind of the last of her line when it comes to family. So basically, I took her last name to carry on the family name, because my last name is Jordan, which works as a first name. So we're going to name our child, being boy or girl, Jordan, and then Leistner. But I would say a couple of years after our marriage and all that, my wife had a slip and fall and did damage to her back. So she couldn't carry a child and all that stuff. So we found that kind of hard, but we learned to pass it, and we basically spoil our nephews and nieces. So we just kind of like adopt them, feed them up with sugar and treats, and send them back off. So it's good, but it just made us stronger. We had some difficulties, but we're a much stronger couple right now. So.
Oh, I mean, thank you for sharing that. Super honorable to, I know for the longest time, it's always been, to carry on the man's name, but, in rare circumstances to do that, but for the reasons why you did that, is definitely a very honorable move to take the last name. Plus, it's a pretty good last name. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I got the German, so too bad they lost out in the soccer, but oh well, next year. So
how many nieces and nephews do you have?
I would say I got two nieces and two nephews. They're close to the family, and then we just had funny that my wife found that she had another sister later on through ancestry and all that. So we have two more nieces. So it's good. So.
Yeah, just by telling me how you like to spoil them reminds me of my Uncle Jim. He's up there in terms of top uncles for obvious reasons. I mean, later in life we're fishing and drinking beer together, which is pretty cool. But when I was a lot younger, it'd be the big tub of double bubble gum, and any treats he could get his hands on me to just pump me full of sugar. Obviously gave him a preferential top favorite uncle spot. I see a little bit of that in you, so I know it worked on me, man. It's gonna work.
Awesome. Yep. Definitely. Yeah, they're grown up now. They're off to university. It's crazy how time just goes quick. So.
Yeah, time flies. I was just the other day taking a moment to kind of pause and immerse myself just in the moment, just look around. And hot day out. It's been pretty hot, recently, but nice day out. And I was just in my backyard. It wasn't anywhere special, but just tried to take an extra moment and realize that time flies by a lot, right? If you're not paying attention to it. And sometimes we have to slow ourselves down a little bit to live in the moment, and trying to do that a little bit more these days, because next thing you know, it's mid-July and you're like, oh my God, halfway through summer. Try to keep it positive.
Awesome.
So what's one thing that you wish our listeners knew about your business?
I would say my business, I basically treat my clients like it was my own house. So I go the extra distance. I'm still there with them even after the home inspection. You can call me anytime. I'm here to help you out. And if there's any other issues you want me to come by, I'll gladly come up there. You're basically my client until you sell the house again. So, and maybe you might use me again down the road. So, that's what I offer.
Amazing. There's probably definitely some people who are interested that want to know a little bit more. And so for those who are, what would be one of the best ways that they can get a hold of you?
They can reach me either Facebook, on Instagram. I have my website, or just give me a call anytime. My phone numbers are on all three sources of media, or you can find me through our association, which is OHI. It's the Ontario Association of Home Inspectors. I'm listed in that area, so then I'll show you that I'm certified and qualified to do a home inspection for you. So
beautiful. And what's your website?
My website is www.TruSpaceInspect.com. So
amazing. Well, great conversation. Awesome business. And really happy to have you on the show. Thanks a lot for doing this.
Glad to be here. Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Midhurst. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpmidhurst.com. That's gnpmidhurst.com, or call 705-413-3775.